I will be changing the brake fluid on this 2013 Honda Odyssey, and here you can see the reservoir for the brake fluid, and it says use only DOT3 or DOT4. Now here's the gist. The difference between DOT3 and DOT4 is the boiling point. You want a DOT4 has a higher boiling point, but you only want that if you're gonna be racing with a car or driving like a maniac, and that's not really my case or many of the cases out there. So you're better off with sticking with with DOT3. Why? And I'm gonna particularly be using this DOT3 Max, Prestone Max, that it's for 100,000 miles. That's the difference between the not Max and the Max. The other one is 50,000 miles. So I drive this car a lot, like more than 20,000 miles per year. And if I put this one, I won't have to change it again in 5 years. If I put the other one, it's in 2 years, 2.5. So there's no Prestone Max DOT4. So I won't stick with DOT3 because it gives me higher mileage coverage. The way that you do this is you start with the wheel that is farther from the cylinder, which means this one, the front driver, is the closest one. Then the other one is the passenger front, the second one. Then the third one will be the driver rear is the third one. And the fourth one, which is the one that you have to start with, is the passenger rear. But so brake fluid is highly corrosive, so don't let it touch your paint because it's going to eat it up. So make sure that you put like a cloth like I did here, and you're going to have to open this thing. Always ensure that you top off the brake fluid, because when we're going to bleed the brakes, you don't want the cylinder to run dry, like otherwise air gets into the system, and you don't want that. So I'm going to top it off and start with the farther wheel, which is the passenger rear. Okay, I remove the wheel from the rear passenger, and then you locate the bleeder here. You remove that cap. I always like to break it loose with a deep socket like this. Just break it a little bit, so then you can use a wrench like that to open a little bit more. Now I connect this thing that I built on my own, like a 2 liter with a transparent hose, and then you connect this here. Let me remove that from me. There you go. You move the zip tie down there, and you leave some hose up this way, so air bubbles will stay at the top, and then you're going to see how the dark fluid falls in. So I open the bleeder from here, there, and I twist it a little bit. You don't have to go crazy, and you can see how the fluid starts coming up. So I'm going to ask my wife now to press the pedal 5 times. I fill in, and this is very important, I top off the reservoir, the brake fluid reservoir, because you don't want to run it dry. You don't want air to come into your lines. So here you see 2 times, just pressing 3 times. 5. And you can see here, dark fluid is coming out. So now I'm going to check that I top off again, and I'm going to ask her to press 10 times more, because this is the longest path of all the tubes and the brake fluid, so it's going to take the majority of the ounces. So we press as many times as needed until the fluid comes clear like that, and I close the bleeder on the last press. Now I'm going to remove this hose, cover it with the rubber cover, and then repeat with the other 3 wheels. I'm going to go to the rear driver, then front passenger, and finally the front driver. And here's the color of what's coming out. Pretty dark. And if you look at the fluid that we're putting in, it's completely clear. I finished doing the last wheel, which is the front driver, and here's the, I might have used like 40 ounces, a little bit more than a bottle, but here's how the fluid looks like. Completely dark. So it was bad. I guess this one must have been like 5 years already. So remember to top off like that the reservoir, and you see it's clear there. It's pretty nice. Cover it as soon as you can because it will collect moisture from there, and call it a day. Good luck.